Hello, welcome to the Movie Dump Podcast. Usually we would have someone do something right there. This week it's only Nick and myself. Scott is not with us.
Scott is on scene reporting from the new film Transmorphers 3 Adventures in Paradise.
Let's hope not.
Nah, he's probably not.
No, I think.
Where is he tonight?
He had to work. He had to pick up a shift tonight.
What?
He's working. He's actually no. Right now he's probably sleeping, getting ready for work.
What?
Yes.
Douche.
I know. On all the nights to pick up a shift, he does it on the night that we have a podcast.
I know.
Way to commit.
So, substituting for Scott today will be this stuffed bear.
He's very shy. He doesn't say a lot. Yes, so the movie that we watched this week was an asylum film entitled Transmorphers.
Transmorphers!
To Fall of Man.
Fall of Man!
Yes.
Transmorphers, a movie about some robots who come down to planet Earth and try to take it over.
It's pretty much the synopsis right there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, since Scott...
Transmorphers! Robots who turn into cars.
I have a feeling this is going to be the whole entire podcast.
Probably.
Just you keep doing it.
Transmorphers!
Exactly.
Robots who have shitty animators. Robots who don't really know how to fight against anything at all because there's a bad editor in the movie.
There's a lot of bad everything in this movie.
Yeah, this movie was...
Let me give the synopsis since Scott's not here, and I'll do it.
You know how to read, though, right?
I will act like it.
Okay,
I'll just probably make up some words and just jumble it all together.
All right.
All right.
Go. Words make sentences. Sentences.
All right, let me do this.
Paragraphs.
Yes. Let's get this over with.
All right.
Planet Earth is in peril thanks to a rogue army of alien robots, and it is up to a small group of humans to mount a crippling counterattack. There. All right, see you next week.
Nick Brown synopsis?
Yes.
Transmorphers! It's a movie about some killer robots. One of them was a satellite dish, and he transformed into a robot that just stood there.
And then disappeared. Yes. So, did you actually take notes on?
I took a few notes.
I took a few notes.
Yeah.
This is what they like to call a mockbuster, which is like a movie that's pretty much ripping off of blockbuster films.
Kind of like instead of snakes on a plane, it's snakes on a train.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll classify.
Or the new one,
as
the Terminators.
Well, yeah, this was stupid because this movie Transmorphers, I guess, tried to knock off Transformers.
Yeah, it came out the same year and month that Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen came out.
Yeah,
it came out on DVD. I think like a week later after Transformers 2 was in theaters.
Although I think this knocked off more of the Terminator series than
it knocked off more of Terminator Salvation and Terminator 3.
I think it was more
Transformers, the first Transformers.
It's like there was two movies mixed into one in this because they're like the first part of the movie where they're dealing with one Transmorpher running around some city in California, and then they beat it and they went home and the main hero and the chick did the little hibbity dibbity.
Yes,
and then it faded to black, and they woke up the next day, and then, oh shit, Transmorpher alien invasion, and then the second 30 minutes of the movie kicked in, which was like its own story arc movie in itself.
Yeah, the movie, it finished, it wrapped up around 45 minutes into it.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, okay, now what do we do?
Well, let's go fuck.
It seriously seemed like all he did was the writer who was also the star of the movie.
What was his name? I don't remember. Max van Schooferhausen?
I think it was Shane...
Shane von Stinkenborg?
No, I think it was Shane Van Dyke, actually.
Shane Van Dyke?
Shane Van Dyke.
Was he related to
Dick
Van Dyke?
I don't think so.
Or Jerry Van Dyke?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Marcus Van Dyke.
I'm not a Shane Van Dyke expert here.
Shane Van Dyke, if you're out there, listening to this, email us at youthroughpoo@me.com and tell me who you're related to.
Yes. And also tell us, did you actually type this up, or did you just copy and paste?
He just copy and paste from 6 different movies.
Yeah, he did.
And, came up with your own type of movie there.
Yeah. Yeah. He was also in Titanic 2, 6 Guns,
and he was the
paranormal entity.
And he was the main star of this film.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like Carrie Elwes, but kind of
a little. Yeah, he did a little.
Yeah, like a new age Carrie Elwes, maybe.
Yeah.
With some frosted blonde locks on his head.
Yeah. There really wasn't a lot of sound bites. Pretty much all the sound bites that we had were just them trying to explain how this mesh of a movie was put together.
Whenever there's a need for a soundbite or it gets an awkward silence on here, I'll just sing my Transmorphers song.
There we go. Yeah, that works.
Yep.
That works.
Transmorphers! We just hit an awkward soundbite moment. Ran out of soundbites to play for you during this podcast.
Okay. Should we try to go through the actual plot of it, like how it starts and everything?
Yeah, why not? Why not, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny. This is Transmorphers 2: Fall of Man that we watched.
Yeah.
We did not watch the first one at all.
We did not watch the first one. One of the reasons why is because it said that this was a prequel, so I kind of wanted to see this before.
So I guess
the other one,
since the end of this movie ended with. I guess this makes sense. I don't know. Maybe if I saw the first one,
from reading what the first one was about, it's
the first one's got to take place in the future.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's I want to say it's like 400 years. They said or something. It's in the future. There's a good amount of time has passed, and everyone's living underground.
So I wonder if Max von Huberstank, whatever the guy, Shane von McMoodle,
Shane Van Dyke.
Shane Van Dyke. I wonder if did he write the first movie too?
I will check.
Like, was this part of the continuity type thing? Did he know what he was doing or writing on this?
I don't know. I could check for you. No, he did not write it. No.
Okay. Well then. So did he have to watch the first one and then decide to write it after that?
I don't know.
Well, did he watch Transmorphers, the first one? It's like, I bet I could make a pretty good backstory to this. So me and my buddies, let's see, there's a mayor, and then there's a forensic scientist, and then there's me, and then there's, and we're all, robots.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it was put together. That was the, I'm pretty sure that's the exact treatment of the script there.
6 guys fighting a robot at the end.
Yeah, there was a lot of characters in here that just kind of came and went. There was
no need for half of them.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie, the mayor of the town kept talking about his niece who had to get a pacemaker put in.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the movie, you finally see the niece, and she's still laid out on a cot.
Yep.
This is after the fall of man, apparently, and they're in this little refugee camp. And she's just laying there, has no dialogue, has no purpose, except for her pacemaker to become a transmorpher and pop out of her chest, and then some other random refugee starts shooting, and he doesn't shoot the transmorpher pacemaker. He shoots the niece in the head and the chest, all over, shooting her. But
it's
not
like he
the
thought
pacemaker.
she was a zombie or something. He's like, I gotta take care of her right away.
Yeah,
apparently,
again, he just copy and pasted the action parts of the script from Dawn of the Dead or something.
Yeah, he handed the script off, and the director's like, "Hey, this, fuck it.
This doesn't piece together very well." I was like, we'll fix it in editing.
Yeah.
Which, oh my god, there were so many continuity problems with the editing.
There was a lot. The best part. There was a lot of fucking continuity problems that had.
Yes.
But my favorite one by far was about 24 minutes in, where they're driving in a car, and you'll see some movies do this every now and again, where they're driving in a car and you see the background setting changes through the windows. So they're driving by water and then they're driving by a mountain or something. It's usually not that bad, but this one was so obviously fucked up. They're driving through a forest, they're driving through town, then they're driving next to nothing, and it kept
changing, and it just kept rotating between these three places
locations
that they were driving through, and there was just no continuity to it.
It was a
it was blatant continuity issues.
It's I have to think, like, it's funny. I guess it was Asylum. Well, who made Asylum Productions or whatever?
Yeah, I think Asylum Productions.
Asylum Films.
Yeah.
Very appropriate name because you have to be fucking nuts to actually make the film like this.
Yes.
They didn't give a shit. They're just like, this was a student film, basically. It was straight up.
Well, that's what the Asylum like thrives on. Is all of their shit is pretty much like we said, mockbusters, where they're just stealing from other the success of these other films.
Yeah.
And then making a Kmart version of it.
Yeah, it's so like, you know, they have it so when little kids put Transformers on their Christmas list, their moms look at the Christmas list and
they could go to the dollar store and buy a Transmorpher.
No, I don't even think they do it like that. I think it's like the little kid like he can't write very well. Maybe he's crippled or something, or like had a car ran over his hands and he had to write it with his mouth. So he tried to write Transformers, and the mom's like reading it, and she's like, Transmorphers? And she's just walking around like, oh, Transmorphers, that must be what he wanted. So she buys it.
I would be able to read this if it wasn't for all the drool.
Takes the DVD home, little Jimmy, that's all he wanted for fucking Halloween or Christmas or whatever the hell he's going to be
buying presents for Halloween.
I don't know, it's a weird family. And he opens it up and he's like, oh my god, I finally got Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And ripped it open, Transmorphers Fall of Man. And little Jimmy's like, fuck! And he starts to go cutting on himself and hangs himself, and you know, it's horrible.
And then 20 years later, you see him on Intervention.
No, he's dead.
Oh, he's already dead.
Yeah, he killed himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Transmorphers.
So Transmorphers Fall of Man killed little Jimmy?
Yeah.
All because...
I'm pretty sure that's an accurate story.
I don't think it's...
I read about it.
I don't think that would be
Transmorpher
Fall of Man's fault. I think it would be the asshole that ran over his hands. Because he had to write with his mouth. If he didn't run over his hands, then we wouldn't have this problem.
But going by Transmorpher logic, the person that ran over little Jimmy's hands was actually Jimmy from the future. Upon actually seeing this film, realized he needed to go back in time and kill himself somehow. I don't know. There's some Back to the Future logic in there somewhere.
That wouldn't work if he kills himself.
I'm pretty sure it works.
But if he kills
Time Cop rules, it works.
No,
it works. Transmorphers! There's no logic to this movie.
Yes, just like that scenario, there's no logic at all.
So yeah, that's back. You know, let's go back in time 5 minutes ago to where we were talking about shitty editing, and I've coined a new term. It's called "what the fuck" editing or WTF editing. It's basically editing when you're watching.
WTFE?
Nah, it's just what the fuck
what
editing.
What
or
the fuck
WTF editing. Nah, I'll just say what the fuck editing. Because it's the type of when you're watching a film and it's cut so poorly, you just go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it's what the fuck.
And there was a lot of these, and I think this might be the first time I'm thinking about doing this, is taking that one scene that we were just talking about, the car ride scene, and then cutting, taking that out of the film and putting that on the website so people couldn't see it. Because we can't do a soundbite for it. No, that's something you have to actually see. You have to look at that. That's
going to be work. I don't want to do that.
Well, you don't do it. I'm the one that does all the fucking work.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I get paid for my talent.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I might do that. I don't know.
Well, whatever. Suit yourself.
Just like I was going to scan the pictures of the turtles that you guys drew.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw how that turned out.
Well, whatever. Transmorphers! This podcast is running out of options and stuff. I don't know.
You're using it as like a transition from one segment to another segment.
So speaking of which, all right, so about 5 minutes into this film, while you're being introduced to all these characters and all these people, random chick, I forgot who the hell it was, goes into a coffee shop that looks like the coffee shop was built by my third grade, acting troupe.
Okay.
It sucked. It was a horrible set design. There was no need for it.
I think that was Mary Jo. I'm looking at the IMDb.
I don't remember. There
was a lot of people where they really didn't... It wasn't clear on who was who
or what they did. There was like 3 chicks, and all of them looked the same. There was no blonde chick or anything, except the main chick, whoever the fuck, Maddie or
Madison, Maddie for sure. Yeah, the
first
of the
half
movie.
of the movie, she wore this little frilly pink dress.
It was like straight out of the 70s.
Yeah,
yeah.
she was totally stood out in every single scene that she was in.
And I think the reason why they did that is because they all looked the fucking same.
Maybe, but it's funny because she had a really short skirt, so when she ran, you saw like little panty shots.
Yeah,
which I think was unintentional, but hey,
I don't know.
whatever we gotta do to see some poon around here, I suppose. Whatever works.
Yeah. You were mentioning the coffee shop.
Yeah.
The coffee shop scene 5 minutes into it, which
Yes.
there was no point in that.
There's a lot
of characters in here that were just not necessary whatsoever. There was a lot of scenes that were just kind of not necessary. But the one thing that really bugged me, and I thought it was lighting issues the whole time.
There was a lot of fucked up lighting issues.
Yeah, the lighting. If you're going by the book and going by the basic lighting techniques, it was pretty decent. It was a pretty standard 3-point lighting on every single shot.
Yeah,
but so that means your medium shots, your medium close-ups, your close-ups, your wide shots. They all had the same lighting scheme, but
the lighting guy knew only one style.
Yeah,
lighting.
he only knew one style.
And it
of
was
lighting.
very consistent, and there was no shadows anywhere.
No.
So, like when they're in the car driving down the road, the same light.
Yeah, everyone's lit perfectly evenly, and it didn't match up whatsoever, and it looked very awkward. And then we went back and we watched the blooper reel, and then we noticed it was 50% lighting.
Yep.
And then 50% color correction in post.
Yeah.
For some reason, they decided to put this warm, desert-esque or CSI Miami orange tint to it. And I thought it really ruined it and kind of cheapened the whole look.
Yeah, it was like super saturated. This is going to be like the first podcast that we don't have sound bites for, but everything is like a visual problem that we had with this, almost.
Yeah, the acting was decent.
I didn't like the acting at first, but honestly, like getting halfway through it, I kind of I think I kind of warmed up to them.
With what they were given, it was all right. And I think it was more of the writing and the directing, because there were some parts in there where it just if I was directing it, I would have been no.
Yeah, you made the comment of it. They weren't shitty actors; they had a shitty director.
Yes.
And I didn't really agree with it at first until I got halfway through it. I'm like, "Yep, shitty director."
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is definitely a shitty. And sometimes it's hard to notice is it a shitty actor or a shitty director. But you could tell that at some parts they're able to deliver the lines well.
Well, I'm pretty sure the director wasn't even on the set for like half the fucking film.
I was probably the guy that was passed out at the end of the blooper reel.
Yeah, one thing another thing to kind of show just the that they didn't really give a fuck halfway through this damn movie. Or maybe they did, or they didn't give a shit, or they just were inexperienced. I don't know, but there's a scene in this where everybody piles into a car and they all drive off, and there's a little car chase type thing, and every time you see the car, you see the reflection of not just the cameraman but the entire fucking crew just standing there. You see it in the mirror image of the car as it shines off the plate.
And it was and they had the one shot that I've seen in every single student film and every single low budget film where they try to make it look fancy and look at all these camera techniques that we're using. It's
you see the fucking mirror.
The dolly and crane shot where they're passing by the camera with in the dolly, and then the crane's up or
passes by the car and
it passes by the car and then boom, right as it passes by the car, you see the cameraman, you see the everybody. Dolly, you see the crane, you see everyone standing at craft service.
Yep.
Everyone is in the background, and that's right there again is it's sign of a bad director, bad AD. Film. Yeah. They need to be paying attention to the monitor and looking at say, hey, you have a whole fucking crew back there. You need to move them.
Yeah, they had a whole shitload of just bad direction, bad DP. The fucking cinema or the CGI in this was really shitty too. Yeah. There's a part where
then again that could have just been a budget,
maybe, I guess, but yeah, there's this part where a giant fucking Transmorpher robot comes stomping down the alleyway and grabs the police car, and it looks
and all the texture just went out the windows.
I am not an animator by any means, but I am pretty sure I could have picked up fucking Blender and made something that looked a little bit better than that damn police car. This almost rivaled the shittiness of the CGI that was in Space Buddies, where the puppies were walking on the moon.
Yeah,
they're just kind of bouncing around the moon, little blocky puppies.
Or Sharktopus. But I mean, looking at a lot of these,
Sharktopus, I think, was better than this.
Well, there
was Sharktopus an Asylum film too? I think
no,
no,
it wasn't. Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And you look at the CG on that; that's really bad. Yeah. I think it might just be a staple for the
It's
Asylum.
It's just their thing. They don't like. And again, it's kind of weird. I don't know
cheap
if
graphics, cheap, inexperienced crew. You know what? Cut and paste scripts.
I can see like the head of like Asylum. He's like, okay, Transformers is coming out. We got to get something to compete with that comes out the same week, so people will get pissed off or fucked up, and they'll go see the wrong movie. And
these just all come out on DVD. There's no way that these are going to be released.
Well, yeah. And what happens is he plans for that. Like he waits for the movie to come out, but somewhere about like 2 months before the release date, what happens? It does the same thing that we do, where we're like, oh shit, the movie's out this week. Like, oh fuck, we gotta go and see this. We didn't realize it comes out tomorrow. We gotta fucking make a movie real quick and get this released. So they just like, throw something together real fast and just go out and film some shit and release it.
There's a lot of looking at the Asylum Wikipedia page and take a look at this list.
Yeah,
right here. It has all the major labels, the major movies, and then the Asylum pictures that they made. Based off of those films.
So there's King Kong was the major release, and Asylum went and released King of the Lost World, War of the Worlds, and then they retorted with H.G. Wells as War of the Worlds.
Oh,
to be fair, the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds was not really H.G. Wells.
Yeah, I still go back to the original War of the Worlds. That was way better, I thought.
The Da Vinci Code and Asylum's was the Da Vinci Treasure.
What the fuck?
This is nice. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. They came out with Pirates of Treasure Island. That's kind of whatever. Snakes on a Plane, Snakes on a Train.
Yes.
Aliens versus Predator, Requiem. AVH, Alien versus Hunter. Transmorphers, Transmorphers. I Am Legend. They came out with I Am Omega.
What?
Ooh, this is bad. Okay,
what?
You ready for this one? Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Just pass it.
Asylum came out with Alan Quarterman and the Temple of Skulls. Yeah. High School Musical 3. Sunday School Musical.
Wow.
Let's see. The Day the Earth Stood Still. The Day the Earth Stopped. Transformers Originals Fallen. Transmorphers Fall Man. Terminator Salvation. The Terminators. Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Entity. Sherlock Holmes. What? Oh, Sir Arthur Conan what? Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. And Piranha 3D. Mega Piranha.
Wow. So right there.
I wonder what's going to be next. Like what? Like True Grit. It's going to be True Grits or something stupid like that. I can't cook for you, son.
True Grit. Real dirt.
True shit. One or the other. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a good indication of the
we're really going through like the list of all the like kind of shitty genres, like we did Dr. Uwe Boll, Asylum, we did like the Disney Space Buddies type genre. We're
and then the mockbusters here.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, hey, they're pumping them out, and people are watching them, apparently. I mean, we watched it, but I don't think it was for the reason of why they wanted us to.
Probably not.
No. But they're making money off of it. I don't know if I really agree with the way that they're making money off of it, because they're pretty much...
they're making money,
It's pretty much plagiarizing, in a sense. I mean, they're putting their own little spin on it, but...
I don't know if I would go so far as to say it's plagiarizing. I'd say it's loosely adapting. Like, I don't even know
AVH, Alien versus Hunter.
Well, hey, to be fair, we didn't see the movie. It could have been about, like, Buddy.
The Day the Earth Stopped.
Hey, I don't know what the hell the movie's about. It could have been, the day the Earth stopped, like everybody took a coffee break.
Alan Quarterman and the Temple of Skulls.
Well, that's obviously.
Come on.
No, Alan Quartermain was a real person, I think, or maybe he was written. I don't know. He was a real person. I think he hunted lions in Africa.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Yeah. So that's just a good indication of what we're dealing with here when we watch this film. It's just a big, jumbled up mess.
So what other notes do you have on this? Anything? I don't have that many, really.
There's some sound bites where they were trying to...
I do have... Can I play my sound bite? I pulled, I've got one of the little chick at the very beginning of the first lady that died in this.
And what was the whole point of her being like having a diplomatic immunity or whatever?
I don't know. There was no fucking point at all. Maybe she's what brought the aliens to...
No, because remember, they've been here.
I don't fucking know.
I think we have a sound...
They're lying dormant in a fucking microwave or something for the past time. Well, I'm not going to play my soundbite of this, so...
Oh, great. You hear that, Ryan? I am going to get a ticket because of you.
That was really shitty line delivery there.
That was kind of... Yeah. That was a little...
What else do we have? What other sound bites do we have?
We have...
Here's this one. Soundbite.
Let's get out of this room.
No.
Let's get out of the building.
No.
The machines are being remotely controlled.
No, listen, she's right. It makes sense. We would send out unmanned drone units to Miliops if we knew it'd be a standalone mission. Test the waters, that sort of thing.
You got any thoughts on a game plan, then?
I got a game plan. Let's get out of the room.
No.
Look, we do not know what the hell they're doing out there.
They're destroying our defenses is what they're doing.
You take out the general, the soldiers scatter.
Okay, so then what?
What do you think? A bigger invasion?
So that I guess that was some plausibility of it.
I don't know.
And that's why that was like the plot of the first part of this movie. There was just the one robot. And then, the second half of the movie, or second, quarter, not even, quarter of the movie.
It took so long just to get into the first battle with that one, with the one Transmorpher.
There was a lot of, you did go a while before you see a lot of transmorphing.
And they're building up the sheriff, Sheriff Hadley Ryan.
Yeah.
Which is the uncle of Madison, the girl in the tiny 70s pink disco outfit.
Yeah.
They were building his character up, and then he dies in this big, huge, heroic crash
for no reason.
For no fucking reason. Like you set it up,
fucking robot.
You set it up for this guy to die a hero, to save the world, and then right before he crashes into the Transmorpher to stop him from sending out the signal to his other Transmorpher buddies. They said, we
got it.
Yeah, we blocked the signal. We're good.
You don't need to crash into him.
Hey, someone should tell your uncle that. Meow. Crash.
That belonged in a comedy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That shit would have been funny.
And the explosion was right next to them. They were right next to that explosion.
No, they were 100 miles away in a green screen room.
Yeah,
but... That's another thing. You can pinpoint all the green screen in this because you see little green halos around everyone.
The keying out on this was really, really bad. I guess the light wasn't even on the green screen.
It was of poor keen quality.
Yeah, because you could see the little halos. So the stuff that you would usually see on a
student film,
on a student film, or public access channel commercial or something like that. Yeah. So that was another part where you're like, okay, it's setting up. You're looking at it. It's, okay, that's the end of the film. Nope.
Yeah.
Only 45 minutes into it.
Yeah.
Still got another half hour.
So what do you think, Scott? Oh, he's not.
Oh yeah.
Douche. I can't call him a douche when he's not here because I know there's going to be a podcast where I'm on vacation. And
Yep, exactly.
And then he'll call me a douche while I'm not here.
Yes, he will, and I will make sure he does so.
Whatever. I'm used to it.
Yeah,
I'm deserving of a douche comment here.
Yeah.
I think there was one chick I was seeing that didn't like the word douche.
What?
I think she got pissed off when I would say douche.
Whenever you would say douche?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Did she have
douches? I don't know.
Did she have a bad accident with a douche? Or
Maybe.
Something?
It's possible. Who knows?
Okay.
Anyway, so moving on.
Transmorphers!
Nick has poor relationship skills with women.
Again, another indication of bad continuity problems. After the fall of man, randomly, everyone just happens to show up in this one neighborhood.
Oh yeah. It's funny.
All the character, they thought that they'd stopped the end of the world.
Yeah, it's kind
they
of
all go home and do their own thing.
They kill the one robot that's supposed to be transmitting data to the other Transmorphers out there in the universe to bring them to the planet. And then everybody parts ways. They go home, and they didn't specifically say this in the film, but it felt like it was supposed to be like a 6 months later type thing.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, everything's hunky dory, everything's fine.
Yeah, main actress hook up, do the hibbity dibbity, and then the fucking robots from outer space just come from everywhere and take over the planet, which you'd never see. That's another thing we'll gripe on in a few minutes, but they meet back. They're like, oh shit, the whole world's covered in robot poo. We got to get out of here. So they fucking just leave somewhere, and they end up with all those people they left like 6 months earlier. Just meet up with them on occasion.
The mayor, the doctor, everyone that they met up with at the beginning of the movie ends up right at at the same point. And they seem like they knew exactly where these people were going to be.
They just knew where they were going to go. Like they were plotting it, or there's some sort of safety protocol enacted.
Yeah, because
these people meet together and whatnot. It reminded me of the scene in Shaun of the Dead where Shaun was going away and he bumped into his flatmate. He's like, "Oh, Shaun, what are you doing here?"
Yeah, it was exactly kind of like it was.
Only Shaun
that's
of the Dead was good.
Yeah, that's a good analogy right there, an example. Yeah, but the one the one issue that I saw that you didn't see at first.
Oh, I know.
The mayor shows up and saves Madison and whatever Shane Van Dyke's character's name was, the Marine guy or whatever.
Yeah,
they saves him. They pick him up and they drive off in this white van.
Yes,
and they take him to a hideout that they have. Well, when they get to the hideout, it's a completely different van.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still white, but the first one that they were in was like an older van. And then probably early 90s, late 80s maybe.
Sure.
And then the van that they arrive in is like a late 90s.
Now, I'll buy that logistically because this was a movie about Transmorphers, so I think the car just changed.
No.
Because there was a lot of other shit they didn't explain in this film either. They're just like, well, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah. Or
you never see where the Transmorphers actually... for this being a ripoff of Transformers, there was very little car-to-robot transforming action.
The only one that you had... There was a lot of cell phone or little devices.
Yeah. And then the pacemaker one, which was cop out because you don't see the fucking pacemaker transform. It's just chest burst out of this stupid
just
shit.
An alien chest explosion, and then it's the pacemaker transmorpher.
Yeah, and all the other robots are just kind of there.
Well, you had the Nissan that was driving itself.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. We gotta stop and gripe about that shit.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah.
Going back to it being like a fucking student film, there's supposed it's a transmorpher. It's a robot. It's driving itself,
and it was established that the car was driving itself.
Yes, and when you're just watching, you blatantly see the fucking stunt driver driving the fucking car.
They do close-ups of the driver's side. Driving by and all that, and you can see a stunt driver in there. Granted, you could see him wearing black gloves
you see him holding and all that, but the steering wheel and everything.
Yeah, you see a stunt driver in there.
It's like you can totally fucking see him. It's
every once in a while,
stupid.
they would mask out the windshield and try to put a mask over a black tent over it or whatever.
Fuck that up.
But they would fuck that up, and also you would see. You would see the Sheriff Hadley's stunt double, or his stunt driver.
I think it was the same guy that drove both cars. It was really.
But yeah, it was it looked like it was a bald guy or whatever that wasn't even wearing glasses, and you cut back to Sheriff Hadley, and he had full head of hair and glasses and the walkie-talkie up to his mouth. There was a lot of. You kept seeing the stunt drivers and everything, and there was no way to work around it. I don't know. Of course, we didn't work on it, so we didn't see the raw footage. So I don't know if that's just all that the editor had to go with, or if
I'm
it was just a
guessing
really
that's all we
shitty
had
editor.
to go with. I'm guessing they didn't really provide much coverage. They were just like, fuck it, we got to get this shit done in 48 hours. Let's go.
Yeah.
This was a 48-hour film festival entry, basically.
Yeah. Let me look at what they filmed it on, because if they filmed it on actual film,
I'm pretty sure
it would
they
make
used the
sense.
Reds.
No.
They used the Reds.
If they shot it on film, it would make sense, because then it's like, well, we're running out of budget. We can't go back and shoot all these.
I don't think this shit was on film.
No.
I think it was on
it didn't look like it was on film. It looked like it was
on a high 8.
Yeah. Well, they said that this was the first asylum picture to be released on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So it had to have. Where do we? Technical
Silent
specs.
films should not be released on Blu-rays at all.
No.
That's usually a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sing a song.
Film negative format.
No, I was gonna sing a song while you're looking it up.
Oh, go ahead, sing a song. Well, I mean, I found it right here. It's film negative format.
Transmorphers, Ben just found the thing.
Yeah, so I guess they did shoot it on film.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck it, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. They really made that film look like fucking shitty HD. Like, fucking, you know.
The frame. I don't know if it was the
filmed it with
TV.
like a mini DVD cam or something.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the TV with the refresh rate, but it did not look like film whatsoever. It
looked like poo.
It looked like almost like a British.
Yeah, almost.
Film.
I guess
the frame rate was very almost. It almost looks 60. Like,
there was something else I was going to bitch about that I said I would get back to, and I don't remember what it was already. I forgot.
Well, you were going to talk about the chase scene with the stunt drivers. That was the one.
Was it?
Yeah, that was one.
All right. I forgot. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's another thing I'm going to bitch about anyway. The main character, Shane von Hardenberg.
Hey, let me look up what his actual character name was.
It was like
Jack.
All right, so Jack. He had a pretty gaping wound on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Minutes of the movie.
Like the last 20 minutes of the movie, he has this big, huge gash on his shoulder.
But he was a man because he didn't fucking flinch or anything with that thing. He's just like,
he's sitting there taking care of other people's wounds.
He's fucking like carrying a bazooka and like a bus. You know, they don't give a shit. He's just carrying it.
And the whole time I'm just sitting there going, that's
gonna get
that's
infected.
gonna get really infected. I mean, with all that dust and debris,
Really
and then why the
care
fuck
for
at the end did they like randomly let loose some like bubonic plague that spread across the whole entire world?
We got a soundbite.
We have the soundbite, and okay, before we play it,
soundbite.
Our victory came with a price. Destroying the terraforming plants released a toxic cloud of gas. All around the planet, people have begun to move underground to escape the poison. I am Jake Van Ryberg, commander of the Human Resistance. This message is to all remaining human survivors. Wherever you are, I ask you to join me. Join us. We have lost the battle for our planet, but I assure you this war is far from over. For we possess a weapon they lack. The endurance of the human spirit.
And that whole ending just kind of came out of nowhere. It's like the atom bomb that you just drop at the end of the movie just to end it. You had a perfectly good end of the movie in the middle of the film.
Dude, they released like gas on the fucking world,
which makes no sense. They're like, oh, we're trying to save the planet, so let's destroy it.
Well, yeah, there was like a part where they were talking about how the robots are terraforming the planet so they can use it, and like
we're just going to destroy the planet, so they have nothing to terraform.
Yeah, whatever. I guess. Yeah. Well, gee. That's fucking very juvenile of Mr. Jake there. He's like, oh, okay, well, you know what? If I can't live on this planet, fuck you. I'm taking my cake home.
And who the fuck is this guy to make the judgment for the whole entire world? And they call himself the leader of the human
jackass. There's probably like 16 other guys out there in the same fucking city block that are like, I'm going to lead the resistance.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. That was the other thing that kind of annoyed us. All of them are very negative in this town.
Totally.
Like
it was, yeah.
There was no indication that this was happening anywhere else.
Yeah, within the first 5 minutes of this invasion,
the first 5 minutes.
Oh shit!
Go save the world! I'm gonna go save the world! When there's only like one indication that there's
They see one fucking robot. They're like, oh God, no!
Yeah.
We're fucked. There's one robot that's slowly walking towards us. Oh shit!
So
it was very emo.
It was very emo. It's just like, oh right, that's it. We give up. I mean, for people that were trying to save humanity, they gave up really fast on hope.
Like, fuck this shit. Where's the nuclear warhead? Just blow the whole fucking thing up. I'm done. I
know. I mean, there was no indication that the rest of the world was in the same boat.
The only indication they had was from this little guy here, a soundbite.
We were headed south to the aqueduct. We heard they're polluting the waters.
They're not just polluting the water. They're changing it to make it better for them. You know, the water is just part of the equation. They're modifying the entire planet. The atmosphere, the temperature, the topography, ecology, everything.
How do you know this?
The Russians captured one. They tortured it till it revealed its memory codes.
That guy fucking pops in and he's just like, yeah, the Russians had fell. Or
the Russians,
fucking talking like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, they captured one and got information. Well, okay,
you tortured a fucking robot.
Yeah, one. How the fuck do you capture and torture a robot that's over like 70 feet tall? And is shooting fucking rockets.
It's like fucking Gulliver's Travels, you know? You just like rope him up or something.
Yeah, you rope him up. Yeah.
And you just repeatedly like kick him in the nuts or something until he's like, okay, stop it. Please,
and how do you translate? And how do you translate it? I mean,
because they weren't talking English at all.
No, they didn't talk at all. All they did was like
they were trying to. They were like, if you listen to the soundbite, it was very reminiscent, somewhat of the way the sound that the Transformers make when they transform. They're like, thing. We really just made that sound. But it's fucking it was really stupid because then he also does that speech about how the robots are terraforming the planet, so they went to the aqueduct to terraform the water into something that the robots can use. Robots don't fucking need water.
Nope.
What the fuck, dude? What, like, is there a cooling mechanism or something like that? And which, you know, if they didn't have a cooling mechanism, how the fuck did they get all the way to fucking planet Earth?
Yeah, and they tried to explain why the robots were attacking. Someone said that aliens don't attack out of aggression or whatever.
Here, soundbite.
Dr. Summers.
Yes.
What is the difference between extraterrestrials and aliens?
Good question. Thanks for the respect. I would say the best way to describe it is an extraterrestrial attacks like a friend. And there's a moment in the conflict where you question, how am I going to overpower it? Up, over, around, whatever. But this alien, it attacked like an enemy. And there was nothing for me to figure out.
So, what you're saying is that extraterrestrials attack in self-defense. Aliens attack unprovoked, cold, and vicious.
Fair, I think. Fair.
What the fuck does that mean?
And the movie was filled with statements like that.
So we know there's a difference between like aliens and extraterrestrials now. I don't know.
I thought aliens
one's angrier than the other.
Extra. And where the fuck did they get that information from?
Yeah, just
I read it on Wikipedia, and it has to be true.
Yeah, fucking TMZ published it before the fucking like world went up, you know.
Yes, at the end of the world, you will still have cockroaches and TMZ.
And TMZ and Twinkies.
Yes, and Twinkies.
Fucking like a shovel.
Yeah, so there's again, as we keep saying in this podcast, the copy paste.
So really, it was much more like a fucking Terminator than it was Transformers. There wasn't even a good Transmorpher in this at all. They were all douches.
They were all the same. They all looked this. Yeah, they all shaped into the same.
They were all the same form. You know, they were like.
And you never saw.
It was a copy and paste.
It was a copy and paste, and you only saw one on screen at a time. They would destroy, and that's
except for the very end. There was three.
That's the other
hovering
thing.
There, like look.
They're sitting there shooting it with a fucking helicopter. Does not explode.
Yeah,
they have to fly a helicopter into it to destroy it. All right?
Oh,
and then later on, Madison turns her pistol
and shoots it
and
once.
shoots it like 3 or 4 times, and the whole entire thing just explodes out of nowhere.
Yeah, she hit it in the fucking soft spot or something. I don't know.
The guy, Jake Von Duschenstein, is sitting there shooting it with a rocket launcher, and it's not. It's just it tickles.
This thing doesn't do anything.
So there was a lot of things that they again threw together, cut and copy paste, and if they just took a little bit of time and looked at it and said, okay, this doesn't fucking make sense. We need to move this to over here, this to over there. Yeah, they just wanted to pump it out. They wanted to pump it out, get it out there in time for to coincide with the release of the second Transformers movie.
Yeah,
and.
Well, you know, with the third Transformer movie coming out, I really want to know what Transmorphers 3 is going to be. Transmorphers 3,
maybe
Black Side of the Sun, or something like that. You know, something fucking stupid.
And it's going to take. The plot is going to be that Jake's son has to go back in time
to protect himself.
And he's going to bring along the pacemaker transformer or transmorpher. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. It's just a big heaping pile of poo.
Yeah.
All over this. So I think we're running out of stuff to say.
I don't really have anything left.
Scott.
We should. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Thanks for your input.
So I guess rankings then, right?
Yeah. I guess let's just wrap this up, rank it, and that's it.
All right. So, what do you think? What are you going to give this?
Well, my review on it, copy paste the whole entire thing.
So it's a copy and paste an old review and put it on there. That's what we'll do for the like synopsis of this when we write up. We'll just copy and paste on the Garbage Pail Kids and put it on top of it.
So if you read the synopsis and you're like, what the fuck is it? It's just a jumbled up piece of shit out of all of the rest of the podcast. Now you know why. You were part of the loop. You're in the circle and you know the joke.
Circle of trust.
Yeah, the circle
You're
of
in
trust.
there.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
We'll send you your decoder ring in the mail.
Yeah. And if you ever see one of us just wandering around and you yell out copy paste, we will look at you and nod with exception.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or we'll be like, fuck.
Yeah. Yes. Either one of us. Either one of us. So this movie, bad directing, bad story all over. It wasn't flushed out very well. Again, copy paste. Can't say that enough. Continuity issues galore. It was poorly put together, and I think the reason is to try to get it out there in time for the release of Transformers 2.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really bad movie. It really wasn't that entertaining. It was more entertaining to try to find the continuity problems and figure out like what scene they were trying to, what scene they were stealing, that what movie and all blah 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
So I think I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna copy and paste your review and say the exact same thing.
Okay.
So I'll give it an 8.
Give it an 8.
I was thinking about even giving it a 9 because honestly, everything you said I agree with. With most shitty movies, there's a certain amount of you want to watch it again because it's so shitty. But honestly, I didn't. Once I finish this, I don't have no need to watch it again.
I kind of want to watch the first one just to see the difference in the writing and the directing.
Yeah,
because it's a totally different director and writer and all that.
Like even if I had nothing else to do and this movie was on, I'd go outside and take a walk or something.
I'd go do something else.
No desire to watch it again at all.
Yeah. Shane Van Dyke.
Van Schmooker.
Stop writing. Actually, you know what? You didn't even write. Again, you copied
and pasted.
Yes.
Write an actual movie.
Write an actual movie. Flush the movie out. Come up with a treatment. Beat it out. And just do it the right way. Don't half-ass it.
I would leave this one off the resume.
Yeah, I would totally leave this one off the resume. It seemed like what it looked like was he went and watched all these movies and he's like, I want to do that. But they were already done, so he just put them all together in one film and said, all right, well, you guys can film this, but I have to be the star.
So let me ask you this, with these Asylum films, do you think maybe the joke's on us? with this though? Like, did he write it and he's like, "Oh, I didn't intend for it to be this shitty and bad"?
I'm 50-50 on that. I there's no way that they are releasing these films with the titles and the scripts that they have without some knowledge of how bad they are.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. But I'm thinking like if they're doing that with the intention. I think that, or if they're just trying to make money.
I think it's
like, it's a scam.
It's their gimmick, and they're milking the success of these other films, and saying, "Oh well, here's our movie that's a different variation of that title,
yeah,
and a different variation of that story."
It's they're trying to ride the coattails of
exactly
everything else.
Yeah.
And just it's kind of seedy almost, like it's kind of an underbelly, type thing. Like I wouldn't even want to work for him.
Yeah,
I mean, if
yeah,
it paid me well, I would.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It does seem a little like
it is.
A little
seedy.
seedy.
It's kind of a little unethical type thing. Like, oh, here, look, it's the new Apple iPad, and then you've got overseas where you got the new Apple iProd or something.
Something, yeah. So next week, again, Scott will not be with us. He's going to be out of town. It's the Christmas week.
Holidays.
Yeah, holiday.
So are we going to do a podcast then, or are we going to pick it up the week after that?
No, I think we're still going to do a podcast.
All right.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave it up to you to pick one.
Ooh.
It's going to be your pick.
Ha ha ha.
Actually, Scott's going to be gone for the next 2 weeks.
Okay. We'll have a...
Yeah, you'll pick and then I'll pick. Or maybe we'll have a special guest.
Maybe Scott's never going back. Maybe we send him off to college and he's going to come back as a whole new reviewer. He's like, hey guys, I'm back from military school.
We find out that he actually went and... Oh, hey.
It's like we got a girl there now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey. Or he's like, 13 years older now or something. I don't know.
It's like, what happened to you? I went and worked for Asylum.
Well, he's getting some work, I guess.
Yeah. So it's up to you. What movie would you like to review next week? And not a U-Bowl film.
No. We'll hold off on Dr. Bowl.
Good.
For a few more weeks, I think. I don't know. Because when I don't know.
I kind of don't know. It kind of got thrown off.
We'll have to see. I've got a special. I think I have 2 guest reviewers, maybe 3 guest reviewers lined up that want to kind of come in. So
I have a guest reviewer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Melissa wants to review Jennifer's Body.
Okay.
It's bad. And if Melissa says it's bad, it's bad.
Okay, so maybe we'll have your fiance and I don't know, whatever. We'll I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do next week, and maybe we'll try and line up a guest reviewer. We'll see how with the holidays coming up if it can happen.
Yeah.
But I got a few things in my plate. I'm not quite sure what we'll do. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get it up there, and so I guess it's another mystery.
I don't know if I would say it's a mystery. No, I'll let you know what it is as soon as I figure it out.
It's undecided.
I wasn't thinking. Yeah, it's an undecided one yet.
It's an undecided.
I think that's about it. So
we'll just post it up on the Tumblr when we figure out what movie.
Yeah, okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So check out our newly redesigned webpage.
Yes.
themoviedump.com.
Yes.
Which took Ben all of 24 minutes to make.
Yeah. It's a normal day. Get into an accident and then go and do the pod.
Hit and run.
Yeah.
On you.
Yeah.
So
that was fun.
You want to talk about it? We got like 2 minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Yeah. So Monday, I got into a hit and run accident. Guy slams into the back of me and then takes off. Yeah. It was great. It was fun. The end. No, he got caught and he was thrown in jail for a few days. He's out now. But
and we were drinking beers.
Yeah.
We went to go drink after you had your hit and run.
Yeah. Did the hit and run, and then we went and had a few beers, and we're looking at comics by the time he was getting arrested.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah. So that was good times. Good times. And then I went and redid the podcast website. Yeah. So all in all, very productive, accident-free. No.
Few days.
Yeah. And there was no damage to my vehicle. That was awesome.
Well, that's because your vehicle is actually a transmorpher.
Ah! Wait,
you think there's no damage now.
Nice callback.
Nice
callback. Awesome.
You just wait.
Yes.
He's going to transmorph into a robot, and you're going to be fucked. You better get out of it before it transmorphs.
I will do
else
that.
You're going to be all crushed and blood splattered everywhere.
But it would make a good story.
Yeah, maybe, but nobody's going to film it.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess that's the end of this, because we're just starting to ramble now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So till next week, where we will review insert movie title here. I don't know what we're gonna review. So we'll figure it out.
Well, yeah, just check. Just go.
Hopefully it's something better than this week, though, because this week was really kind of boring. I have no redeeming value of watching that film.
No, I kind of again. I think this is the first film that I actually picked without doing any research on it. I usually try to do some research on it, but this, I just picked it. I was like, fuck, let's just do Transmorphers. Because I've been itching to watch it, and now I'm like, that was...
Maybe I'll steal Tron or something to watch Tron. I don't know.
Ooh, we could watch Tron with the Tron was just released, so
we'll figure it out.
Our Tron Legacy. Yeah.
We'll decide.
All right. So until next week, I'm Ben.
I'm Nick Heidenberg. I can't do it. Scott does it better than me. I don't know.
And I'm Scott Hoofentiny.
I'm Scott Ribbon and I'm a big dude.
Yes. All right. Enjoy your week.
Yep. Have a good one.
Let's fly away.